everyone, how are you guys? Okay, so today we're making chocolate chip drop cookies and we're going to turn them into an ice cream sandwich. So the first objective is differentiating among the various categories of cookies, which we've already done in the last classes. And 3.2.1 is drop cookies. So drop cookies are when you create your ingredients, you take 2 spoons and you scoop up your batter and you just drop it on the pan. That's a drop cookie. And we're just going to make it a little more exciting with the ice cream today to make ice cream sandwiches. So I'm just going to hand out these little booklets. There's nothing for you to do work in, just pictures to look at and the recipes on the front. Oh, and there's a little activity on the back. It's just my reflection, kind of like review or whatever. Thank you. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna look at is just these quick measurements. I did the recipe in milliliters because that's what you tend to use in the schools. So I just wrote quickly: half a cup, 125 mils; 1 cup, 250; 2 cups, 500; 3 cups, 750; 4 cups, 1,000. And then with butter, I usually have a hard time with this because the butter doesn't come in mils; it comes in grams and cups. So a whole stick of butter is 500 mils. Half of it is 250, 1 cup, and then half of that, a quarter cup, is 125 mils. Half a cup from 1 cup. That's just like a little reference point. And then wash your hands and tie back your hair before you start your ingredients. I'm just going to do the demo first, and then you guys are going to do it after. You know what? One more thing I wanted to talk about before the demo is just presentation. So when we're done with these cookies, they're just going to be for ourselves to eat. We're not going to serve them to anyone. They're just going to be for a classroom. But I just want to talk about what the difference is between making something for yourself and making it for presentation. Like, what are some of the things you need to do to make your food look good? What are some of the things you need to remember? Do you want it to look clean, Carly?
Colors.
Colors? Yeah, you want it to be exciting, like I have some sparkles here, some sprinkles, some little silver ones, some dinosaurs, red and blue, chocolate sauce, chocolate chips, that just goes in the cookies. But if you look at your second page, here, there is cookies with sprinkles, cookies on plates, cookies with chocolate sauce, cookies in little baskets with wrapped in parchment just to make them look really good. It's in black and white, but I think you guys can see. So personally, if I was to make one, I would take it out of the oven, probably wouldn't wait for it to cool, put the ice cream on really quick and put it in my mouth. But if you're serving it, you probably want to wait for them to cool so the ice cream doesn't melt all over. You want to take your cookie and roll it in sprinkles like they did here, kind of put it on its side, make it look a little artsy. Some people like chocolate sauce. I wouldn't put it on the bottom, I'd probably like put it all over the tops and kind of let it drip down the sides so you can have some flavor in there too. And this is cute if you're gonna like package them up and then give them to a friend. Parchment in a little box. Just makes it look really good, and even if it's not edible, your product still looks good. So on this page after that, there's just a little kind of reference guide about, I don't know, it's hard with cookies. Sometimes if you put a little too much butter, you'll have like a melted mess. If you chill the dough, you have like a perfect cookie. The chilled dough for 24 hours here, nice shape, kind of fluffy. Too much white sugar, kind of like a flat pancake. All brown sugar, kind of like a hard mass. More flour. Too much baking soda. Too much baking powder. So you can take a look at that, and if you have problems with your cookies, this is kind of a reference to see what you did wrong and what you can kind of fix for next time. And then the back is for the very end of the class, so we won't look at that until later. Okay, so now I'm just going to start on the demo. I'll wash my hands really quick and then get started. Okay, so directions. The first one says, in a large bowl, use the hand mixer to beat the butter, sugars, vanilla, and egg on medium speed until light and fluffy. So I measured my ingredients out, both the sugars, butter, Egg is here. And we always crack it in a custard cup first to make sure that no shells get in the product. Egg. And vanilla. Okay, so if everyone can come over here, I'm just going to use the hand mixer because the plug-in is here. I let the butter stay cold from the fridge because I don't want the cookies to be all melty. I want them to be a little bit stiff. So it'll be a little bit hard with your butter, but just kind of work at it, break it apart. And there's two mixers in the classroom. There's the KitchenAid over there, and then there's this one that I'm using. So one of you will use that, and then one of you will just use this after I'm done with it. One of the groups. Okay, so we just want to mix together until it all blends. Carly, can you get me a rubber scraper, please? In any of the kitchens, by the way. Can you scrape that around the edges for me? Perfect. I'm just like set it down there. I'll probably need you again in like 30 seconds. Thank you. Okay, so when it's light and fluffy, the color turns a little bit more white, and you'll know that it's done then. Like spraying on the computer. Okay, that looks good. Okay, you guys can go back to your spots. Okay, so now it says to add the dry ingredients. And for this, I'm just going to use a wooden spoon. Carly, can you grab me a wooden spoon too? There's none in my station. So in the dry ingredients, we have, thank you, baking soda, flour, and salt. So I'm just going to do a little bit at a time. Combine it. should have just used the KitchenAid to do the whole thing. So for next time, we'll use a mixer to do all the ingredients instead of using your hand. It takes a little bit extra time. Okay, so we want to make sure that all the dry ingredients is incorporated. We don't want to see any dust on the outside. We want it to be one big creamy mixture. And then once that's done, once you can see all the brown showing and the white with the flour and the baking soda and salt, then you can just add your chocolate chips. Okay, so that looks about good. Everyone can see. And then I'm just gonna add my chocolate. The recipe says 300 mils of chocolate chips. That's if you want yours really chocolatey. I'm just doing about 150, so about half of that. But it's up to you guys. There's enough for you guys to all do 300, so just decide within your groups and see how much you want to put in. 300?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or 500?
If you want, there's probably. What, Robert?
Said and the other 150 you did.
Sure. Yeah, I don't like my chocolate chips. The chocolate chip cookies like so chocolatey. I like to have a lot of like dough in between. Does that make you mad? Oh, I thought you were like pretty angry.
Oh,
I
no,
don't like
no,
the chocolate.
I'm just dancing.
For chocolate?
Yes, for chocolate. And to surprise you later.
Okay. Oh, and also, usually we only make drop cookies like toonie size, like it says in here, but because they're going to be turned into ice cream sandwiches, each of your group members will need 2 cookies, like one for each sandwich half. And I want you to make them pretty big, like you can drop them maybe like double the size of a toonie, so double that size that you would, so you can make one big sandwich. So now for the dropping. So I'll make some big ones here. So I'm gonna make them pretty big here. Just shake them into balls if they come apart a little bit. Hope that's enough space. A little more. Oh, and one thing I forgot to wear was an apron. So good thing I'm being clean, but I want you guys to all put on aprons before you start your recipe. So I'm just gonna do 6 on here. So let's do 6 per pan. If you think you can fit maybe 8, go ahead, but I think this is good so that we don't have the cookies like combining into one mass. So these will turn out pretty large. Okay, and with the extra dough, you guys can take it home and use it because there'll be quite a bit extra today. So it says 11 to 13 minutes, or you can eat it. I like to do that too, raw. Well, there's an egg in it, so maybe not in this classroom, but at home you can do what you want with it. Okay, so you have to bake them for 11 to 13 minutes. I'm gonna put them in for 11 and then check them. And then you guys can wash your hands and get started.
It's just messy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice time last week. I've never used it. Sorry, finally. Like I was
hard, I don't use it a lot, and I had it in the Rubbermaid container, and I took it out one day, it was in my cupboard. Those things like they on the shelf there, they had just like gone to town and like yeah, so I threw the whole thing out. I'm like, I'm not eating this.
I went to like Arizona one year and I bought a bunch of popcorn just like
Yeah.
and I brought it home like
Popcorn, the shot.
He prepared like where to use it and it was literally like it was so gross.
I feel like Sabrina and Simon went to Mexico and they brought me back pasta. And I'm pretty sure it had
Does it still record on the screen? Okay.
it's little like a cutting palette, and I was like, where are these coming from?
I like bringing up touching artists because I wasn't like paying attention. I was like behind it.
Yeah, it's only 200 minutes.
What is it?
So 200 minutes.
Is it dry? Is it wet enough?
Yeah.
That's our 10-minute timer.
I'll leave them for 1 more minute.
You get my washing technique?
Sorry.
This is not the cookie mixer. Oh god, oh god.
Need someone holding the bowl for you.
Unless you want to take home like your
Oh, you know what's an easy way? Hold it up just slightly and put it on 4 and it'll kick out the cookie dough
Oh,
by itself.
click out the cookie dough?
It'll kick it out,
It'll
yeah.
just might
So just
splatter
hold
on
it,
the side.
hold it slightly higher than the actual, no, like vertical. Yeah, and then just put it on 1. There you go, you kicked it out. So just, and next time if you want to get it all out, just put it on 2, just watch for the splatter. Yeah.
I turned the other up. Yeah.
Throw 1 in and then flip the other. When we put one, yeah.
I'll be all
You touch the screen, touch the thing, touch the pad, touch the pad, touch the pad.
Okay, so if everyone can just stop what they're doing, I'm just gonna do a quick demo of putting the ice cream between the cookies. And then once I show you guys, I can just go back to doing the work. So I put them in the freezer for about 3 minutes just to solidify them because they were like falling apart before from the heat. So now they're pretty cool, like cool to the touch. So I'm just gonna put the ice cream between them. I'm gonna choose 2 that look about around the same size, so we get like a nice even thing going on. Okay. Squish it down really good so you can get a nice filling. And it will melt a little. I'm gonna really make it stuff.
It's gonna be
Okay, no,
hard
it's
to
gonna
eat.
melt.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be hard to eat.
It'll look beautiful. Okay, and I'm gonna quickly roll in sprinkles before it melts on me.
How are you gonna eat that?
You'll see. And I'll make another one. Yeah, this one is huge actually, and I like what Carly and Emily and Janelle's group did. They made little baby ones so they could have, see what happens? A little too hot still. So they could have little baby sandwiches and not stuff their face, because I could fit this in my mouth, but not in front of people. Probably like alone in the other room or something.
I like slept in.
So I'll put them on their side. They'll probably slip off because they are a little bit warm. And then you can just take the old Nesquik and give them a quick like.
Oh my goodness. That's gonna be messy.
But so delicious. So yeah. You can do this like after dinner, breakfast, lunch. Oh yeah, and while you guys are waiting, I can get some pens, but there's a reflection on the back. Just do a look. I'll get pens 1 second.
I'm gonna put
And then you can just stop it at 60.
Sure. Do you want to have a?
Okay, so when everyone's done, they're gonna bring their cookies over to the station, create the ice cream sandwiches, and then roll them in the sprinkles, and then decorate the chocolate sauce and eat them. And then we're gonna clean up everything, and then the day will be done. Thanks.